All right, hello again. This is Ben Hitchcock Cross talking to you. We got the beginning of some cross-examination finally. Uh, right? That's what everybody comes for the cross-examination, stays for the jokes. Something like that. The legal something stay for something. There's something for something, but this cross something examination. Okay. Here we go. Take it away, William Sulton. Remember now, this is not me. This is what first time ever guest. Oof. Wow, that's the first time ever. Got carried away with that one. It's the first time ever that there's a guest attorney here, but by popular demand, or by demand of soul, I don't know. But hey, um, this is very interesting, and we really appreciate him sharing this with us.
Is Melinda back? I don't see her face.
No, I don't. Can we maybe call?
She's hiding, I think.
Hold on, we'll reach out.
Yep. I can go back. I'm right here. Oh, thank you. I was just trying to my teams. I was trying to see if I could get it fixed on break, and I could not.
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
They are one big family out there, but you work with people day
Yeah.
after day.
Okay, so
You get acquainted.
Sorry. Good afternoon, Commissioner Cruz. My name is William Sulton, and I represent Lorenzo Edwards in this case.
Mr. Sultan, can we have your video, please?
yeah,
Oh.
we're getting a video of you.
Sorry, I forgot to click that button. Better?
Thank you.
Exhibit 30. Right.
If it just has to be, that would be great.
Would you Melinda is mentioning your investigations with the sheriff's. If you need us to tap and share those exhibits for you, let us know.
Thank you very much.
Come on, man. You've been waiting for a half an hour. I mean, an hour and a half. Oh, he's doing the old DocuShare thing. Yeah.
No. Well, yeah. Exhibit 30? Yes.
Okay.
All right, take it all back. Most.
Yeah, let me know. You know how launching Commissioner Cruz?
I can read that, I think. Yes.
Okay. Have you seen Exhibit 30 before?
Only when shown to a prior witness.
Okay. Have you seen an appointment letter before?
Nothing like that. No.
You do see that towards the top. It says the appointing authority is Milwaukee County Circuit Court Chief. Carmen, you see that? Yes.
How has this guy never seen this?
And you agree that Chief Judge has appointed Commissioner Lorenzo.
Wait, did he see? He'd never even seen a document like this?
Okay. Have you seen Exhibit 30 before?
Only when shown to a prior witness.
Okay.
Nothing like that. No.
That's what he said.
You do see that towards the top. It says the appointing authority is Milwaukee County Circuit Court Chief. Carmen,
Yes.
All right. Total new legal issue. If Ben Hitchcock Cross gets to get back in the picture. Thank goodness. All right. Appointing authority is something in Wisconsin that has a specific meaning. And the key question usually here is who can hire and fire? That's what the issue is. So if the person who can hire and fire is Mr. X, but Lady Y signs the termination letter, then there's a problem, in my opinion. And we frequently have this issue with, for example, the Department of Corrections. I'm contesting this at the moment. The Department of Corrections will say something like, the warden is the appointing authority by statute, by rule, but the secretary at the Department of Corrections makes the decision in reality. So is that the person that would, it's a key question. Who gets to make that decision for a bunch of different reasons? It's important to the people, generally speaking, who's in charge and who's accountable for, and it's important to the employee to say pretty please to the right person, right? What if the warden loves fishing? You're going to want to talk about fishing and you're terminating why you shouldn't terminate me. All my fishing posters will have to come down off the walls and won't be that be hard to bear. You see what I'm saying? I mean, these things, it's all part of the psychology of the individual. You see what I'm saying? All right. So we've got all of those. There's probably what I'm struggling for is there's probably other good reasons why it's important to know, probably for budgetary reasons or something else, who is actually the head person in charge. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Fine. Oh dang, we can try this again.
If you're chief judge has appointed Commissioner Lorenz Edwards, right?
Yes.
And how is this guy's the court commissioner? Even when he wasn't, how has he never seen that before? He must have had one on his own. What's he look? He's clearly reading something now, right?
Yes. Can you see that on your
SCR
screen?
stands for Supreme Court
I can.
Rules.
Yes.
Are you
And
familiar
just
with
in case we haven't done this recently, Supreme Court Rules, comma, Supreme Court Rules.
SCR 75.02, it says the chief judge of a judicial administrative district shall appoint within the districts as authorized by law officers of the court to perform limited judicial the chief judge and the judges of the circuit, correct?
Yes.
That's not you.
Understanding, right?
Yes.
Well, it's also the law.
And that understands you.
All right. Sorry. Just two things here, and if I can find it on my own, I'm going to look for it. Just hold on with me. But just so you understand, the Supreme Court has authority to do certain things. Okay, normally the lawmakers are the lawmakers, the legislature, right? And but sometimes the executive gets to make the law, the rules, and sometimes the judges get to make laws. Now, not for big things, but for, like, for example, what's the rules in the courtroom? The judges get to make the rules. That's the law for the courtroom, right? All sorts of the rules for how apparently judicial commissioners, judicial officers are appointed and removed. That's up to the judges, the judicial branch, meaning the Supreme Court of the state of Wisconsin. So whatever the majority of the board, that body at any time. I'm gonna give me one pause. It's for a worthy cause. Trust me. All right, quoting. Oh, this is. I know I've read this on this channel before because it's January 22nd, 1997. Possibly the height of my. I don't know, my hairline. What do we want to say? Here we go. Judge Anthony Kennedy, writing on behalf of the majority, noted that, quote, while the U.S. Constitution guarantees equality of power among the executive, comma, legislative, and judicial branches, comma, it most definitely does not guarantee equality of coolness. I'd probably say freshness at that time. Fresh. And in this regard, the judicial branch kicks, and which can be construed as total and complete ass. All right. I'll leave that alone for now. All right, back to Edward.
The chief judge authorize each person appointed by someone to perform the right?
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
and that's here says that the director of state courts shall establish a standard procedure for regular conviction of the job performance of circuit court commissioners, which shall include minimum performance standards that a circuit court commissioner must meet to be certified as qualified. Do you see that?
Yeah, I do.
And that's
mean,
the
yeah.
understanding that the director of state courts did that.
Man.
Yes.
And
Okay.
that applies not only to Commissioner Edwards, but also to you, correct?
Yes.
Everybody gets the same standard, right?
Everyone gets the 7 standards I listed on that form.
Okay. So there's a lot of reasons for that, but ultimately it's the chief judge of the district that's the one that gets to make the decision there. Now, Carl Ashley's name is on that final warning, the so-called PIP letter. So let's see what happens with that.
The chief judge shall appoint annually one supervising judges for each circuit court commissioner, correct?
Yes.
That ain't you, buddy.
And the supervising judge that's relevant to the year 2025 is Judge Kevin Martins, correct?
Martins.
Yes.
And then it says the recommendation of the supervising judge or judges shall be in writing and supported by reasons and shall include.
Why is the air going out of this guy's cell so quickly?
And so the way
Like, how does he not know this?
evaluations work in Milwaukee in the year 2025 is that Judge Martins, does an evaluation, makes a recommendation to the chief judge Ashley, who then makes the ultimate decision.
The Melinda
Yes,
Lawrence
but-
trying to hide
yes.
behind her mug.
Yes.
And that's because Chief Judge Ashley is the appointing authority, correct?
Yes.
Then, sub 3, it says the chief judge shall make the certification, right? Do you see that? And he's like,
Okay. Let's be clear though. There's 2 separate things that are going on, as far as I can tell. There's the certification to be a judicial officer, and then supervision. Right? As far as I could tell, those rules were setting up 2 separate things. But there must be some sort of like qualifications or whatever for that. But in much the same sense, I'm guessing that being terminated as a court commissioner is separate than being certified to be able to be a court commissioner, meaning just as a law enforcement officer could be terminated, resign, and still be certified as a law enforcement officer for the 5 or whatever years as that is. That could be the case, but it seems like their contracts are renewed annually. How is this guy getting? This sounds like this does not. There's 2 things to me that sounds. They sound like the county, seem to be completely way off base here, and it seems. I won't say surprising, but one might think that Mr. Pruse would have seen all of these laws of the state of Wisconsin before. Look at the commissioners.
sorry, just one more. I'm going to exhibit 3. Can you see?
Yes.
And so, okay, so this is the certification that as reference, correct?
Yes.
Bam. Certified.
And then
Cooperation,
Certified.
teamwork,
What were the dates of the
dependability doesn't mean it. Only one. Oh,
Sure.
oh,
Yes,
can't sign it. Let's try that again.
that's the one.
back to exhibit, sorry, 29.
I'll go
Yes,
back to
yes.
that Joker.
What were the dates at the top? Sure. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll come back to it.
Back to exhibit, sorry, 29. 7506 says that under something the chief judge disciplining circuit court commissioner, right?
Whoa. Well,
Yeah.
that's the end of that.
And then under something it says the chief judge is responsible for disciplining circuit court commissioners.
Well, how is this?
Yes.
And it goes on.
How is this even before the civil service the county service commission? What? What? Man, good for you. Good man. What this is one attorney being jealous of another attorney's fact pattern. That's what. This is gonna be fun. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Say that the determinations of the chief judge shall be in writing except for the reasons for them, correct?
Yes.
And it goes on to say the chief judge shall consider information and recommendations from the supervising judge or justice, correct?
Yes.
Nothing to do with the commissioners, right?
No.
That's you, buddy, right?
I want to
Has filed charges for discharge. The deputy, Lorenzo Edwards, deputy, okay. Appointing authority. Says the appointing authority. That's Mr. Carl Ashley.
you see this in one, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take you to.
Oh, let's go right back. I saw that.
You see this in one.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
There it says, your appointing authority, David Pruse, Family Court Commissioner. Okay, fine. Let the other person do their work.
I'm going to take you to page.
I'll be right back.
This is correct?
Yes.
And here it says, I the following written charges against Lorenzo Jr. as constitutes discharge from the position of family court commissioner in the family court commission office, right?
Yes.
And then the I is referring to you, right?
Yes.
And then page 4 of exhibit 1. This authorizes to your statements, correct?
Yes.
So we're keeping consistent, correct?
Yes.
Exhibit 4.
What I miss? What I miss?
Yes.
But seriously,
This is the that you were discussing,
Yes.
and you did you hold this document?
No. The HR created.
it's a discipline. The final warning is a discipline. I don't care what anybody else says. Get out of here. You're not. You can't. That's your name. Nope. Nope.
I
Or
think
no.
I
That's not your
created the
book.
document and essentially worked with HR to get the process correct.
Well, that's at least a fair
Okay.
answer.
I just want to make sure that the statements complaining about Commissioner Edwards, they're coming from you, correct?
Yes.
And so I thought it was about some of these bullet points. We'll start with these three here. It says on February 26th, you provided feedback on those changes.
Yes.
When presented this concern to Commissioner Haynes?
That the feedback on his discussion was viewed as unprofessional.
So, so in the first bullet point, you say commissioners reported that the communication was unprofessional, right? So
Yes.
what is the first time that you mentioned to Commissioner Edwards that you received feedback concerning this February 6th unprofessionalism?
I did not report that to him.
Let's go to the next bullet point, which says March 11th, 2025. It says Clerk of Courts Anna Hines reported that she received an email from you that was detrimental to the relationship. Goes on to say there was an uncollaborative tone and an attempt to mandate matters. You see that?
Yes.
When was the first time that you brought that complaint from Clerk of Court Anna Hines to Commissioner Edwards?
That was immediately upon the sending of my legislative with Commissioner Edwards as the second part of that.
What does that mean?
Yes, that's around March 11th, 2025.
Yeah, that required that I finish my morning calendar and went down immediately to the Clerk of Court's office to meet with Anna Hodges.
What did Commissioner Edwards tell you about this?
I believe he responded to the chief, but I'm not certain what that response was. I don't know.
Okay. But it's March 11th. Did somebody
I'm not sure I understand that question.
you mentioned Chief Judge Ansley and Commissioner Edwards having a conversation about this March 11th interaction with Anna Hodges. Were you involved in that?
No, I don't know that they had a conversation. His response was to not reach out to the Clerk of Courts. I believe there was a second part to that email regarding the possibility of a communication between them, but I'm not certain without looking at the email.
Okay. Well, the next point says that even on March 21st, 2025, you sent inflammatory, offensive, and accusatory messages to the project manager of the 7th floor renovations. Do you see that?
I do.
Well,
Okay, now I got it. So he said it was brought to his attention, but that's just because he knows that he talked to Carl Ashley about it. That's why Sultan was saying, well, you weren't really involved in that. So you didn't do any of those things, right? Okay. So much for progressive discipline.
that concern or that complaint to Commissioner Edwards.
That was brought to his attention immediately upon shortly after seeing it regarding the reading of that as professional.
Yeah, the next one.
Yeah, there were various responses that went back and forth, including one from the district court administrator describing the email as extremely troubling.
The next one says reprimanded child support attorney Amanda Olson in the courtroom following the hearing without investigating the facts. Do you see that?
Yes.
When was that issue to Commissioner Edwards?
The issue of communication with child support services?
No, this with attorney Olson.
Had been brought to his attention on multiple occasions in terms of
When was the first time?
communication. That particular incident, I don't recall discussing with him.
Thanks. Can you answer my question?
You know the things surrounding the April
I do. I was included in the email from Sulton, and I spoke with Commissioner Julie Whitney.
So you investigated, but you didn't talk
Do have
to
a sense of
Edwards.
what the facts were.
Okay.
Did Julie Whitney tell you that she thought that interaction on April 15th was unprofessional?
I didn't specifically ask her.
You didn't ask her, right?
I asked her what I asked her what it included, but didn't ask her to take up communication.
What does that mean?
The next one is April 16th, 2025. David Cruz instructed you to work with Employee Relations Director Daphne Ursu on the investigation and potential termination of probation
Ursu?
Ms. Ursu reported that your comments extremely combative argument and not collaborative. Do you see that?
Should bear-like?
Yes.
When is the procedure bring this issue to Commissioner Edwards?
Would have been a Saturday morning or even a Friday night, which it was reported to me. I sent an email that said, please stop communicating. I will be involved in this process. Based on the existence that have been brought in.
It says on May 9th, 2025, while David Cruz was attending a conference out of the office,
Romanian.
and you were overseeing the FCC as the ranking member of the department, John stimulus basis, you rejected Mr. Steve's request, stating that task was delegated to you. When was the first time you brought that issue to the attention of Commissioner
Bear.
There is no directive. The specific task to be delegated to him when he's the ranking member of the FCC in charge of the House. I did not discuss.
So we talked about that in earlier videos. That's a classic one where you tell somebody that they have to do their job, their communication is key, but then you also prohibit them from talking to certain people necessary to do their job. This is what we'll also remember in the final sort of decision, he forbade him to talk to people.
It's not with him. That is part of this description.
You talked about
All right. I'm going to read this out loud. David Cruz, that's me. It's always weird when people put this in the third person. Instructed you to work with the Employee Relations Director, Daphne Ursu, on the investigation and potential termination of a probationary employee. Okay? Ursu reported that your conduct was extremely combative, argumentative, and not collaborative, and including mischaracterizing direct advice that Miss Ursu had provided. Miss Ursu further reported that because of your conduct, she could not work with you on the investigation. As a result, it was necessary for Cruz to have to do more work, to return early from time off to work with HR, himself. Then, despite directing you to halt further communication on the matter and subsequent reiteration, I can't wait to hear more about this, to various parties, including the Chief Judge and Deputy Court Commissioner Garbo, and a member of the Sheriff's Department. Got it. All right, I can't wait to hear more about that.
raised some concern about time of this. Do you remember that?
I do, on March 19th of 2024.
Did you discuss that complaint with Commissioner Edwards?
I sent an email immediately to him to ask that he be timely with moving the case.
Commissioner had some was thinking about whether he would complain about it?
No.
Don't you think that would have been helpful in him in improving his conduct going forward?
Yes.
Did you discuss that with Commissioner Edwards?
Don't you think that would have been helpful as a form of coaching? Don't you think that feedback would have been helpful as a form of progressive discipline, my dear fellow? Do you?
No.
not early when I'm doing this. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little silly.
Testified that Commissioner Edwards was assigned 4 tasks. Do you remember that?
I do.
And one of those tasks involved investigating or evaluating Commissioner Young's right?
No,
Was Commissioner Edwards assigned with investigating or evaluating Commissioner Young?
he was part of the process of not investigating, but part of the process and providing some
This investigation and potential termination.
address some of her issues. That was his involvement, but not one of those assigned tasks.
Huh?
What was Commissioner Edwards' role with respect to Commissioner
He was supervising at the FCC, and there was a process developed primarily, I believe, that involved improvement by observation and suggestion, and that observation was something we both did, and suggestions were something that we both did, and then we reported to the chief regarding that.
Now, observation, what do you mean?
Sitting in her courtroom or reviewing her online remote hearings and reviewing orders that she made.
Right, sitting and remotely and reviewing her orders, right?
Well, sometimes her courtroom would be in person, sometimes her courtroom would be remote. Yes.
That was a significant amount of time between September 2023 and April 2024.
Whoa, reviewing her orders?
Yes.
That was the and reviewing her orders, right?
Well, sometimes her courtroom would be in person, sometimes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That
Whoa, whoa.
Hearings and reviewing orders that she made. Reviewing remote hearings and reviewing orders that she made.
right.
Now, this is a problem that we have at the ERD too, where you're having people, for example, Maria Sellsword reviewing decisions. Well, what does that mean? I mean, to then, if somebody else is reviewing their decision, is that told to the parties? To what extent can the parties challenge that? Who's reviewing it, the review, and what that means? And why? To what extent is there judicial discretion if somebody's reviewing a decision? I guess that's the easiest way to put it. And here we have an admission that that's also happening now. Now, other question. How do people like judicial commissioners get better if somebody isn't helping them, teaching them ropes? Well, maybe they watch others first. I don't know. But I don't know of anything that allows a judicial officer to have their decisions reviewed.
Sitting in her courtroom and remotely and reviewing her orders.
Melissa Lowen's drinking water
Sometimes
again.
her courtroom would be in person, sometimes her courtroom would be remote. Yes.
That was a significant, that took a significant amount of time between September 2023 and April 2024, correct?
Significant in the sense of, I think, not difficult. Significant in terms of the overall work required to move the office? No.
How about in a 40-hour week? How much time did that take?
Let me ask you about the charges, which I'll put up here. This is Exhibit 1. that's the narrative portion. Do you see that?
I do.
Oh, dang. Oh, guys, pause. All right, I'm out of here. Take care. If it's Thanksgiving where you're all right now, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll keep you informed.